Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we have a deal. We will tell you about the agreement between UPS and the Teamsters Union. And a new $1 billion business development could soon be on the way to the mountains.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 5:32 on July 26th. Let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast. This Wednesday morning. We are halfway through the week, Brandon. We've made it.
Exactly. We're getting there. We're getting there fast, and it's going to be a hot day. We've been talking about for the last couple of days there. So again, just take your heat precautions. You know what they are at this point. Let's take a look at what's going on across the region this morning. We're looking in downtown Whitesburg that is still fairly quiet as you start your day. Not a whole lot of action down there just yet, but it'll pick up a little bit later on this morning and this afternoon. Temperatures across the board there in the 60s and 70s. The coolest spot right now is Clintwood at 63. You go over to Monticello at 74 as your warm spot. So again, just kind of keep that in mind as you're traveling back and forth this morning. We'll be seeing some of that back and forth as well. 80 already in Paducah this morning, 82 Carbondale, Illinois, and 78 in Bowling Green, 79 in Louisville as well. So again, very warm morning out there. Heading for 93 as the heat builds in from the west, and we're going to continue to watch that throughout the day. I'll have the full forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Olivia?
Brandon, thank you. With a looming strike that could have caused a major disruption to the U.S. economy, UPS and its unionized workers announced they have reached a deal. The tentative agreement comes less than 1 week before the current contract was set to expire. The Teamsters, which represent 340,000 UPS workers, called the 5-year deal historic, saying it includes higher wages for both full-time and part-time workers.
I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief that it's not going to happen. A strike in this magnitude with the volume that they handle, we don't have enough alternatives. So first, costs would have gone up. Delays would have increased in terms of products.
The union members still have to ratify the deal. Profits at UPS have grown more than 140% since the last contract before the pandemic significantly changed how households shop. Back here at home, officials are calling it Kentucky's largest renewable power project. Bright Night, Rivian, and the Nature Conservancy are partnering to create a new solar energy site. WYMT's RJ Johnson shares why this project is important for Eastern Kentucky.
The former Starfire coal mine located in Breathitt, Knott, and Perry counties will soon be the site of renewable energy. Rivian founder and CEO RJ Scurin says it was a group effort.
Projects like this are complex, are multifaceted, and a lot of the work we did early on with Nature Conservancy was understanding how we identify projects that are both respectful to the community and to land.
Nature Conservancy CEO Jennifer Morris says this land will be used once again.
This land is very, very special. To see it go back into productive use to create energy for the future of this community and quite frankly for the United States as a whole.
She says in order to do that, they must include the community.
We want to make sure that communities are at the table from the beginning. I think if you're talking about putting solar on farmland and other things, there's a lot of community tension where people can see the solar panels, and sometimes that's challenging.
Morris says they hope to bring more jobs to the region.
Now it needs to come with money for the tax base and a community fund as well as good paying jobs, and that will come. But right now we feel like this particular place is not doing any of that, so why not create jobs through the production of solar energy here?
Rocky Adkins, senior advisor to Governor Andy Beshear, says this billion-dollar investment will expand industries in the region.
This investment that could grow to be $1 billion, it's important as we move into the future, as we attract new types of jobs, new industries, the workforce of the future, the economy of the future to come here to Eastern Kentucky.
Officials say the project will take place in 4 phases, with the first phase set to break ground in 2025. RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials say the project will also include a nearly 20-mile transmission line of an additional gigawatt of renewable energy, which is 1,000 megawatts. The city of Pikeville is targeting pollution, working to get the tires out of the Lavisa Fork River. An 8-mile stretch of the river serves as the city's river trail. The developing adventure tourism industry means getting the debris out of the water, starting with the decades-old tire disposal spots along the river. It is an effort organizers say will take as many hands as possible and is on the books next month.
You know, a lot of that stuff's been corrected by the local government. You know, the river's beautiful, and if we can clean it up, I think it's going to be a long-term fix.
The cleanup is set for August 26th at 9 a.m. Volunteers of all ages are welcome to attend. In other news, the Wolfe County Rescue Squad has been busy this summer. Even so, the team is still focused on helping one Eastern Kentucky family who's been missing a loved one since the flood. Vanessa Baker disappeared nearly 1 year ago in Breathitt County. Grayson Passamore talked with search and rescue crews about their renewed efforts to find her.
After completing their 53rd rescue mission, the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team is on track to have another record year.
Any trip to the Red River Gorge begins before you even leave your house. It's important to prepare ahead of time.
Team member Drew Stevens says 2 hikers were carried out of the gorge with different injuries this weekend, and they anticipate an even busier fall season. As they average around 2 rescues a week, there's one mission in particular that's top of mind for this team, even a year later.
With the flooding operations, we were literally moment one in Breathitt County, helping our neighbors there as mutual aid. And so the initial call came in for the flooding. We were first on scene for that.
And they were back once again just this past weekend. 30 rescue members completed a team of 60 to search for Vanessa Baker. She was declared dead months after the flood, swept away from the Lost Creek community. Her body was never found, but the search isn't over.
Obviously, with the 1-year anniversary coming up, those memories come back fresh from those days. And obviously a very stressful time for our team members, but they were ready to step up to the challenge then, and they're ready to step into the challenge today.
Whether their work takes them back to Breathitt County or keeps them here in their own backyards.
It was a tragic event and a very intense event, but we were glad to be able to use our services to help save lives in Eastern Kentucky during that.
At the Gorge, Grayson Passamore, WKYT.
The team, completely made up of volunteers, was asked to join the search for the missing woman by the Kentucky Emergency Management Agency this past weekend. During last year's historic flooding, firefighters with the Hazard Fire Department assisted in rescuing more than 50 people from floodwaters. Recently, the department was recognized as one of 4 departments across the country to receive the Higgins and Langley Memorial Award. The award honors outstanding achievement of swift water and flood rescue. Firefighter Jared Smith says it meant a great deal.
We don't do it for a pat on the back, but, you know, everyone in this community should be proud, you know, because that's Hazard and Jakes Branch. You know, that's local names, Eastern Kentucky, up there with all the big ones. So it means a lot.
Following the flood, the department has also received grants for new rescue equipment, adding an inflatable rescue boat with a 30-horsepower motor. They also received about $20,000 worth of equipment such as wetsuits, life jackets, and rope bags. At least one person was hurt Tuesday when a building in Western Kentucky in the process of being demolished collapsed in the wrong direction. This was the aftermath in Clinton. Police say the collapse happened in the downtown area. At least one person was reportedly taken from the scene in an ambulance. Traffic in the area is now closed as fire marshals and engineers evaluate the building's condition. A new addiction recovery outreach in Pikeville is working to change the model for addressing the issues. Protea Behavioral Health Counseling operates on a barrier reduction model, working with its clients to reintegrate into society as they work to recover, addressing employment, financial literacy, social recovery, family repairs, and more.
You know, 28 days doesn't solve a substance use disorder. It's a chronic medical disorder. And so therefore you have to learn to manage it, and you're you know, it's with you for the rest of your life. And so you have to absorb that into your day-to-day, create a lifestyle, and that's what we're working on.
The office just celebrated its grand opening on Pikeville's 2nd Street, located above our Big Sandy Bureau. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Appalachia is looking to expand to Laurel County. The club, based in Harlan County, helps children with schoolwork to build the gap between school and home. Katina Haynes with the Boys and Girls Club says they are having a meeting tomorrow to discuss how to move forward.
Well, we're just in the planning stages of it right now, so we don't know if it's going to be a traditional club. We have several 21st century clubs that are in the schools. We have great school partnerships, so we really don't know what the club in London will look like just yet, but that's what the meeting is for, so everyone can come together who's interested and help us decide what is best for their kids.
If you would like to attend the meeting, it will be held at the Heritage Hills Theater in London on Thursday from 5 until 7 p.m. Coming up on Mountain News this morning, why the taping of a popular game show is on hold until after the ongoing writers' strike.
And we're going to break the 90-degree mark and then some today, so be ready to find a way to beat the heat. I'll have the latest forecast in about 3 minutes.